August 11th through August 20th, 2026. Now, if you're a Cancer, you might actually be staring down some pretty challenging planetary alignments during this stretch. But, here's the best part. Our source material doesn't just dump bad news on us. No way. It gives us the exact, step-by-step blueprint for how Cancer signs can actively improve their luck and flip these obstacles into serious prosperity. So, the big question we're answering today: how exactly do you navigate this? Because during these 10 days, you've got 4 major planets shifting into, well, some pretty unfavorable positions. And honestly, it sounds a little intimidating, right? But seriously, don't worry. We aren't just going to sit here and dwell on the negative. We're pulling out the exact, highly practical, actionable solutions from our research to help you completely bypass these cosmic hurdles. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First up, the planetary challenges. Second, specific astrological remedies. Third, Shravana Masam wealth rituals. Then, we'll hit festivals and divine blessings. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with daily rules for luck.
Section 1. The planetary challenges. To actually improve our luck, we've got to understand the specific cosmic challenges at play during these 10 days first.
All right, so looking at the data here, our sources outline 4 specific planets that are kind of causing a headache for Karkataka Rashi. First, you've got the Sun, or Ravi, moving through the first and second houses. This is going to impact health right at the start, from August 11th to the 16th, and then it shifts to mess with speech and communication from the 17th to the 20th. Next up is Mercury, Budhu, sitting right there in the first house. That one causes this roller coaster of sudden fluctuations, especially if you're a student, looking for a job, or running a business. Then we've got Mars hanging out in the 12th house, which is basically a recipe for stirring up enemies and out-of-the-blue expenses. And finally, Venus is over in the 3rd house, which can definitely spark some friction in your partnerships and marriage. I know, it feels like a ton of heavy energy all at once. But remember what I said, we have a direct, specific remedy for every single one of these rows.
Before we jump into those fixes, I really need to highlight this specific term from the text, Vyaya Kuja Dosha. This is the exact astrological condition triggered by Mars sitting over there in the 12th house. The texts are super explicit about this. For Cancer signs right now, this dosha is what leads to that spike in enemies, the evil eye, and worst of all, sudden, completely wasteful expenses. It's like this cosmic friction that just constantly drains your wallet.
Section 2. Specific astrological remedies. So the crucial point is, we don't just have to sit back and take it. Let's map out the exact actionable remedies to neutralize those planetary problems.
First up, the Sun. To counteract those pesky health and communication hiccups, the text advises reading or just listening to the Aditya Hridayam. Or, if it's easier, simply chant the mantra Om Savitri Namaha 5 times a day. Now, on the physical action side of things, the exact recommendation is to donate 1.25 kilograms of wheat. Or, alternatively, you can feed soaked wheat mixed with jaggery to a cow. Doing this literally boosts the Sun's favorability for you, smoothing out those health bumps and, any office politics you might be dealing with.
Okay, what about Mercury? That's the one causing all those career and study fluctuations? Well, the remedy here is invoking Lord Ganesha. The guidance suggests taking a trip to a Ganesha temple, listening to the Sankata Nashana Ganesha Stotram, and chanting Gam Ganapataye Namaha exactly 21 times every single day. This routine is specifically prescribed to help students lock in their focus, help job seekers actually land that role, and really help business owners stabilize their income flow.
And this brilliantly illustrates how empowering these remedies really are. Remember that Vyaya Kuja Dosha we talked about? The one causing the wasteful expenses and drawing in enemies? To neutralize that, you've got to appease Mars. The text says to feed soaked tur dal to cows specifically on Tuesdays. Or you can donate exactly 1.25 kilograms of it, but it has to be tied in a red cloth. You'll also want to visit a Subramanya Swami temple and chant Om Sam Saravanavava 21 times. It's this incredibly potent combination that actively cuts off those sudden financial drains and shields you from the evil eye.
Finally, let's fix the issues Venus is stirring up over in the 3rd house. To protect your business partnerships and keep things harmonious with your spouse, the remedy shifts to cowpeas, black-eyed peas. You can feed them soaked to cows or, again, donate that magic number of 1.25 kilograms. You pair that physical action with chanting Om Shri Rajamatangaya Namaha 21 times and listening to the Lalita Sahasranama. Honestly, the combined power of these steps is said to completely smooth out that relationship friction you'd otherwise be dealing with during this window.
Section 3. Shravana Masam Wealth Rituals. We've played defense,
Now it's time to play offense and proactively generate some wealth.
So, August 2026 coincides with Shravana Masam, right? This is an incredibly auspicious month loved by both Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu. For some really intense wealth generation, the texts recommend doing a milk abhishekam, which is a ritual bath for a Pajarasa Lakshmi or Mercury Lakshmi idol right in your own home while chanting the Sri Suktam. Then, if you're looking for success in real estate or maybe a court case, the move is to offer green camphor or pachakarparam during Arti to Lord Vishnu, and even add a little bit to your sweet offerings. And get this, here's a highly specific, super fascinating detail. When you're worshipping Vishnu this month, you should use Shala Pushpalu, which are flowers grown in your very own home garden instead of store-bought ones. Doing that is said to bring his blessings way, way faster.
And actually, it's not just Lakshmi and Vishnu. Lord Shiva himself literally told the Sanat Kumaras that out of all 12 months of the year, Shravana is his absolute favorite. So, to really attract his blessings during this time, you just need to chant Om Bhavaya Jalamurtaye Namaha while performing Rudrabhishekam over literally any type of Shiva lingam you happen to have at home.
Section 4. Festivals and Divine Blessings. Let's move to and see how this builds, because specific festival days within this month offer some massive luck upgrades.
Now, the days of Naga Chaturthi and Naga Panchami are absolutely vital for clearing out those deep-seated astrological problems. Things like Kalasarpa dosha or any issues you might be having with Rahu and Ketu. Now, if you can't make it out to a temple or an anthill for the traditional serpent worship, there's actually a really simple but incredibly potent home remedy. You just clearly chant these 9 specific serpent names: Ananta, Vasuki, Adisesha, Padmanabha, Kambala, Shankapala, Drishtarashtra, Takshaka, and Kaliya. Just doing that during these specific festival days clears right through those blockages.
Then we hit Shravana Purnima, the full moon day, which is celebrated as Hayagriva Jayanti. Our sources outline exact, literal steps to attract sudden wealth and knowledge on this specific day. Step 1. Offer white flowers to a portrait of Lord Hayagriva. Step 2. Chant this exact mantra, Shri Bhagavate Dharmaya Atmavashodhanaya Namaha. And step 3, and guys, this is the absolute key detail for that sudden wealth. You have to make a garland entirely out of cardamom pods and offer it to him. How amazing is that specific detail?
Also, if you're currently facing some tough marriage, job, or just severe financial issues, lighting Venkateswara Pindi Deepalu on Shravana Saturdays is highly, highly recommended. And the source actually gives us the exact recipe for this. You just mix rice flour, grated jaggery, and cow milk together to form a dough. Then you shape that dough into these little lamps and light them right in your puja room. It's this wonderfully grounded, physical ritual that is specifically meant to clear out those major life obstacles.
Section 5. Daily Rules for Luck. Let's pivot to the daily habits required to actually maintain all this generated luck. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how mundane, everyday actions are directly tied to your cosmic luck. Like during Shravana Masam, there's this really strict warning against sleeping during sunrise or sunset. Also, you must never allow fruits to just sit and rot in your house, because that literally repels wealth. And at night, absolutely do not leave unwashed, used dishes sitting in the sink. The text says this directly diminishes Lakshmi's grace. On top of that, women should keep their hair tied. And offering tambulam to married women, mutai duvas, brings these immense auspicious results. Basically, your household cleanliness directly translates to keeping that financial luck flowing in.
I want to conclude today's explainer with this incredibly powerful quote pulled right from the end of our source material. Where a woman sheds tears, Goddess Lakshmi will not stay. It emphatically states that making sure the women in your home are happy, respected, and not brought to tears is the absolute ultimate prerequisite for attracting the Ashtalakshmi, the 8 forms of wealth. Honestly, you can do all the rituals in the world, but this foundational level of respect is what truly anchors prosperity in your home. It's such a profound thought to reflect on as you navigate this astrological window. So I'll leave you with this. Which of these daily habits are you going to change first to ensure your home remains an absolute magnet for luck?